Hey, welcome back to another FnaF tutorial. This one is actually about finally getting the cameras. Yay! So, let's begin. Now go to your FNAF 1 files and keep scrolling down until you see the camera pictures. Now, just import one. Just import one random one, and then once you do that, go import all the other ones. Cut out the ones that aren't cameras, because you will have to control click these ones so you don't accidentally import something you don't want to import. So then you would rearrange them like so. And you would use, and finally you would use Scratch's deselect tool to select the camera. Said you would use it to select. You would, actually no, don't do that. You would use the eraser tool to erase the background. This isn't perfect. In fact, it would be much more better to do this in some other program. But this is a tutorial. We don't have that kind of time. We do not have that kind of time. This is a tutorial. We do not have that sort of time. So you should probably do a much better job than what I'm doing. Just don't do whatever I'm doing. You should do a much better job than what I'm doing. If you're impatient, then okay, you can do exactly what I'm doing. But I wouldn't recommend it. Besides, it doesn't have to be perfect. You could go to a place like Spider's Resource and then get rid of it that way. So you don't have time. You don't have time, okay? This is a tutorial. This is a tutorial, and tutorials, you never actually have time for anything. So just hurry up. So just hurry up. You guys don't have to. You could just pause the video and then continue. And then actually spend more time cleaning it out. But we don't have time. But if you really want to know which program to use, I recommend Paint.net. It has a magic wand tool which you can use to cut out most of it. It may not work right in some scenes, but it should work in some frames, but it should work well for most of them. That's not really much of a concern right now. Now, you don't have to do anything for these frames, because these frames are there, but not necessary. So, open up the one with the max, make it go to position 0, 0. Because 0, 0 is one of the most important things. Now, set its size to 200. Or start at 200, but keep decreasing its size until it reaches a size that covers the entire screen, like this one. Now, make sure you make it hide. But we also need to test our animations. So you would do something like this. You could use Next Costume, but this is just a bit better. do this. Keep going. Also, pay attention to the number sequence. This is the sprites you'll have to import into your FnaF, which will be included in the link in the description. Now that's a bit slow, so I'd recommend I think 0.01 should be a good speed. You can also tie this up to a variable if you want to add in a whole like some other features, but this should work. See, there it goes. There goes our camera. So you would now go to more blocks and make a block. Call it camera up. Now this, instead of having to right click and hit duplicate, you can just use this block to make the camera go up. Now make it so there's a message called camera up. Now put it right there. And make sure you put a show here. Show and then camera up. Now do this. Forever if touching mouse pointer, broadcast camera up, and then here's the important part. You have to make a variable. Make it a self variable only and name it toggle. Set it to 1. Now do an if then else condition. So once you do that, make it so it's toggle. So set toggle to toggle times -1. So it'll flip between 1 and -1. If it's equal to 1, if toggle is equal to 1, then camera up, etc. And down, we'll make the camera go down. So right now, here's our game. If we on the camera, you may notice that it'll keep doing it until you let go. So I recommend you add a wait until not touching mouse pointer. And now it works. And let's check that toggle variable we made earlier. Now this would probably be a better setup. Yep. And now I can't toggle it back because we need to actually make it so you can take it off. So right click, hit duplicate, and then do this. Keep doing this until 141 is at the very bottom of the stack. That's what 142. I mean, nope. 141. I was right the first time. Camera up. Beep. I'm an idiot. So actually, here's our camera opening. Actually, just do this. It's much quicker than to do like I was doing earlier. And this, yep. Now the camera goes down, and make another block called camera down, or whatever you want to call it. Now camera down, camera down. when I receive camera down. There. So now this is what we do. We duplicate this, drag this off. Actually, no. Don't drag the, well, yeah. Now good. Now set that to down and then put this back here. And then there. So we can look around in our office. And then put the camera up, put it down. That happens. Put it up, put it down, check our office, and then put the camera back up. Now you need to make it so it actually hides again, and this shows it. The reason you want to do this is so we can actually show what's being displayed on the camera. Now we can make a public variable, call it camera is up. Set camera is up to 0, but when it's up, set it to 1, only after the animation's complete. Same with camera down. So camera's up, goes to 1, then yeah. So make sure you always make it so it's in front. Make it so when you do the animation, it goes in front so you can still turn it off. Now here's something important. Make sure you encapsulate this in if. So our previous code from the last episode, which allowed us to move to office, surround it with an if statement and drag this here. Camera is up and type in 0. So as long as we're not on our camera, we can move. This is to prevent them from being able to add from their perspective changing when they're on a camera. So now let's actually import some scenes. You can use you can draw a scene, you can open up Gmod or Source Filmmaker, but I prefer Gmod. Get a scene, but let's just grab a scene. Let's just grab this one. Now, of course, like you did last time, resize this to 200. And then stretch it out in order to fit the boundaries of the screen. Then there is our camera. Now we're actually going to be using multiple costumes, so let's just name this hallway 1. Now go to one green flag, click. Now set that to there. Now just as an extra measure, since we're dealing with multiple sprites, do it forever, go to front. But add a wait once so it doesn't slow down your game too much. Which usually isn't a problem, but you never know on whose computer you're going to be running this on if you decide to use phosphorus. Now, anyway, make sure it says hide, because you hide this, because you don't want it to show quite yet. But make it so there's a forever loop. Forever if camera is up equals 1, then show else hide. Now this is actually not necessary, but it depends. Now, when you go on a camera, yet again, it doesn't respawn if we get off our camera. So, we actually need to disable the cameras before this. Now, as you can see, we open up our camera and we can take it back down. Open up, take it back down. Open up, take it back down. Look around our office. Once we add in buttons here, check around our office. Check the camera, put it back down. Check the camera, put it back down. So, now we need to make it so we can actually switch. Now, there are multiple ways you can do this, but I am going to do the method you guys probably want, which is actually clicking the cameras. So let's open up our camera and then stop the game. Now we have a nice template of what we're actually going to do. So, set camera ID. Make it so it's, you can either use actual text or just numbers. It doesn't matter, it's just up to you. I'm going to use actual text because you guys may want actual text so you actually know which hall. Let's just say left hall. So, do a forever loop, a separate one, and then go to one green flag clicked. Forever if camera is up equals 1 and camera ID equals left hall, switch costume to left hallway. Now right now this is pretty useless since it would always be on left hallways anyway. But let's add in another room. Let's say the main room. Now, just like last time, you'd hit show and then change the size, except this time don't actually move the sprite in the stage because then your other thing would be offset as well. So that works. So right click, hit duplicate, and then let's say main room and name this main room. You don't have to name them the same, by the way. It's just what I like to do. Now, we can look around. We can check our cameras, which is still at the left hallway. So, again, let's open it up. And now to the part which you've been waiting for. Now, draw a rough map of your facility or your pizzeria or whatever you're doing. Just a simple map. Make sure there's an office right here. Make a little circle, and then go to the text tool, type in U, and then shrink it and put it under the dot. Then just draw your place using lines. Any rooms that you wanna specifically mention, you use this square to represent. Or, yeah, just use a square, and this is going to be our map for the entirety of this tutorial series. So this is the map that we're going to be using for our cameras. Now, let's put it here. Make it hide. And then you can pretty much copy this code. So, go hover over to forever, hit right click, hit duplicate, and then click right there. And now, now click back on this, and then here's the code. So now we can see the map layout. Now it's actually time for the full thing. So grab make a white square. You can use a set size thing in order to decrease its cam size. But let's say cam 01. You don't have to give them numbers. You can do whatever you want. But let's just put camo 1 right there. There. So you can see there's our camera. And we can pretty much copy what we did for this as well. This will be the same process for all cameras, but we need to make this cam first before we make any of the other cameras. So, in the same condition this time, do if, put it in the camera is up, so you can't click on cameras while you're not in them. If touching mouse pointer and mouse down, set camera ID to left hall. Check if that's the right name. Yep, left hall. And then wait until they're no longer clicking. Now, at the moment, this knows nothing because we're already on this camera. But if we create a new one, move it over here, drag this away, and then go to X, and put it there. And then you would change the cam number. So 2. So change this to main room on camo 2. And now if we restart, we can change cameras. We can successfully change cameras. Now you would duplicate these cameras for as many times as you like. Remember to update this, duplicate, import a sprite, and then change this, and then change this. And you would do this until the entire map is filled. So, that is it for today. For today's FNAF tutorial, or whatever, we have successfully made a camera system for our FNAF game. We can put it down, we can look around, and that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and boo!